Hi, welcome to my video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about some things you probably may notice in my previous videos that I've been using Btrfs with my Arch Linux systems for a while. I've been using Btrfs file system for a while as well. And even though I do like the features that it provides, like snapshots, and I do like all the technology that the file system has, I come to the conclusion that before Btrfs or any snapshot file systems that I ever use, like ZFS and like in Solaris uh, or Solaris, what do you want to call it, the SunOS system. That's where ZFS came originally from. I always use, just regular file system like external 4 with GNU Linux, and I never really seem to have any issues with external 4. The reason why I like the snapshot feature is that, like, something goes wrong with your system, you can roll back or restore something, right? So I don't know. I could use time shift and all that stuff. It's just, to me, I think it's a lot of like extra programs and just maintenance and all that. I think for me personally, I used Dja Dup, which is a backup program, which is this right here. Just give me a second here. So this here is the backup program, and it's really good. Like, you can use it to back up like your home directories, all your dot files, all your configuration. And I usually just put that on. I have like actually two external Bay programs that basically I use for backups. Like, I have one external Bay that has, it's a NVMe. So you can just pop an NVMe disk into that, and you can just plug into a USB, which is this right here. I have an old, I have an NVMe disk that came from one of my old ThinkPads. It's a 256 gigabyte. I mean, it's not big, but it's good enough to back up stuff. I also have another Bay here with the Apple sticker on it. I just had a sticker. I didn't know where to put it, so I just I'll put it on top of this drive then. Whatever. So right here I have an SSD inside there. I think also it's 256 gigabytes. So yeah, they're small disks, but to just use that to back up my dot files and all that, like, I use that mainly for that. And I listen to one band called the OC Supertones, a very good band, by the way. I recommend anybody that's, that are Christians or have like doubt, like they're kind of in between, should really give the OC Supertones a really good listen. Might help you be inspired to have a lot of love for God, because this music is very good. It's very uplifting music. It very inspires me a lot. I mean, I always was a Christian, but I find this band here really helped me a lot in many ways. It's getting me back to play bass guitar. It's getting me back. I want to play drums again, and I'm also planning to buy a Telecaster Sonic guitar, the Squire version, because I can't afford the Fender one. But anyways, I don't want to be off topic here, but so yeah, the whole point is that in the past I use external 4 with GNU Linux, and I never really had any problems. I just back up my files or things that I want back up. I put on an external hard drive, like I just showed you previously. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm basically gonna just redo all my Arch Linux systems on 3 of my AMD computers. I have 2 on my desktop here, and I got 1 in the living room, which they're all using Btrfs file system. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna back up my home with that program that I just showed previously, and pretty much just do a clean Arch Linux setup on all my systems with GNOME, and I'm gonna set it up with XFS, which is silicone graphics or CGI file system that were used on IRIX and the old IRIX Unix system. So I know people say it's not the greatest. It doesn't have all the technology like ButterFS or ZFS. But then again, I'm thinking like I'm just a home-based user. I'm not running a server. I'm just running desktop computers. Quite frankly, an external 4 partition or an XFCE 4 partition to me is good. I heard good things about XFS file system. Like it has got a lot more better over the years since it's been around, and it seems like a pretty cool file system. It doesn't have like those snapshot features or anything like that, but it's pretty good. I heard it's pretty stable. I remember like the old Red Hat and Red Hat like style systems have used XFS for many years. Actually, it was defaulted at one point in their life. Now they don't. I don't know what they use now. I'm not quite sure. I think it's ButterFS maybe. I'm not sure what Red Hat. I know Fedora they defaulted ButterFS. By the way, is like ButterFS is great on Fedora. To be honest, that's the probably the best feature of Fedora. To be honest, that's one thing I really like about Fedora is the great ButterFS support and OpenSUSE, of course. But unfortunately, with Arch Linux, I mean it's good too as well, but I don't know really how to resolve what I have with this issue. It's kind of a downer for me because if I can't restore my snapshots with ButterFS Assistant, then what's the point of me having a snapshot file system? I was just like I'm thinking like I'm just doing snapshots, but it won't let me restore it, and I don't know. I try to search for my problem. I try to find a solution. I even ask for help, and there's no response. So for me, like, I think personally, I'm just not gonna even bother with the snapshot file systems anymore, and just stick with journaling file systems like external 4 or you know. One thing I do like about Mac OS, though, I'll give it credit with them, with their Apple file system. I really like their backup tools that they have for their system. Like Time Machine is really cool on the Mac. Like I gotta say, like yeah, it's pretty impressive. I really like Time Machine a lot, and I wish like we had something like that on GNU Linux, and it doesn't matter what file system you use. They just have like this great backup tool. You use it, you could have any kind of like file system, and it'll just restore your system back. Or maybe GNU Linux should just go more like a Unix style system. You know what I mean? Like have one distribution it's just GNU Linux, and they just focus on that, and it's just one system. I think having a lot of different distributions is good in ways, but in ways a lot of distributions will have technology, and they'll just kind of like put it in with just their distribution instead of making it like across the board with all the other open source software. It kind of like defeats the purpose of what open source is and freedom. It does work on other systems, like Snapper works with other systems, but like they really use their feature for their system only. Like they kind of make it for, I mean, I can understand that, but what I'm trying to say is that when they make technology like a snapshot file system, it should be really universal across the board of all distributions. If we're gonna have many different distributions, it should be a lot of compatibility instead of like making exclusive things for just their distribution. You know what I mean? Like, and like if you want these good features, you gotta use this particular distribution. You want that feature, you gotta use this particular distribution. When you like it should be more like if you want to use a feature, you could use any distribution you want, you know, and you could use that feature and it'll work just as good as using it on that distribution. I guess they want to promote their distribution, but I don't know. For me, like when it comes to like freedom and open source, I consider that it should be, you know, across the board, and it should be all like, it should be like the features should work on everything, every system you throw it at. Like that's GNU Linux, you know. But anyways, I don't know. This rant can go on forever, and people probably could have a good debate with that as well. Just a thought, you know. But anyways, I'm just gonna stick with journaling systems like XFS or external 4. I think I'll go with XFS. I never tried XFS, but it seems like a cool file system, and I'm gonna just basically set up all my Arch Linux systems. It'll take some time doing this, but I guess the sooner I do it and reconfigure everything back to have what I have right now on my desktop, it doesn't take much long to do it. It's just installing games kind of takes long to download, especially like Final Fantasy 14 and other games. Like they're quite big games, you know, it takes a while to download. But anyways, enough of me ranting. But that's basically what I'm gonna be doing is switching over to XFS and not really depend on snapshots anymore, and just stay away from Btrfs until they really have, you know, a better solution with the file system. As of right now, I think it's getting good. It's really good. Don't get me wrong. But I think like just like the tools to maintain, like to use it and to maintain your snapshots, I think it needs a lot of work. Just my personal opinion. Okay, guys, thanks for the watch. Have a good one. Cheers.